Square/Voltage Jazz Club, Daston, London. Postcode N168AZ. Date 28 July 2024. Tickets are available on eventbrite.com. For partnership and sponsorship, please visit superiorradioandtelevision.com. Email info@superiorradioandtelevision.com or call +4407459513619 or +4420363287555. Come and experience the nation's culture that resides in the heart and in the soul of its people.
Working towards the betterment of the country is one of the best things you can actually do for yourself as a citizen of this country and as a Nigerian that you are. Good morning, my people. My name is Mary Balize, reaching you live from SRTV studio here in Abuja, the Federal Capital Territory. And as we all know, we are on the Wake Up Nigeria. And on this beautiful show, we know what we do here. You know how we do it. We talk about most of the important things happening in the country and at large. We know that a lot of people say the country is going through stages and all of that. But at the end of the day, the best thing we can actually do is to be positive, is to think towards the betterment of the country. It's weekend. Today is Friday. I know a lot of people are happy. A lot of people that actually work Monday to Friday, they're actually happy because for today, it looks like after the day, you rest for tomorrow. And for students also, they're happy for the day because after the day, they're going to rest. But we have a lot of things that are bothering on the people, a lot of things that we've been seeing on the media, a lot of things that we've been seeing on our headlines that are bothering on the people. And first of all, one of the first things I want to talk about right now is couple that intended to sell their child. Like, I'm so surprised. You want to sell your child because the husband, or maybe they planned for the husband to relocate outside the country. How does that even make sense? How on earth can you come out and say you want to sell your 2-year-old child? I'm so happy that this their plot was discovered on time. I'm so happy that they didn't succeed. But my take on it is, even if for the fact that they've been under investigation, police are following the matter, police are following the situation and all of that, I feel like they should even take the child away from them because they are not worthy. They are not worth to be called parents. Because if you give birth to a child and you have the heart, yes, you killed your conscience to say you want to sell that child, it means you really, really, really do not deserve to be a parent to that child. It's really hurtful because it was said that they went to the hospital, the general hospital, intending to sell the child before the news got to the police, and they came there to interrogate them, and every other thing followed took place. And I said to myself, I saw people saying Tinubu, it was because of Tinubu, it was because of the Tinubu era and everything. At the end of the day, let's not deceive ourselves. In as much as we tend to say the country is hard, in as much as we feel like Tinubu era is not easy on people, we cannot blame every of our evil deeds on the government. Because the government didn't tell you to go sell your child. It's your child. You actually brought the child to the world, and you can't take care of the child right now. So how is it the business of the government that you're not intending to sell the child? I see that as a high rate of selfishness. First of all, they're selfish. They actually didn't consider the child. They actually didn't consider how the child is going to be. Like, maybe if you sell this child, the people you are selling this child to, are they going to sell the child? What will be the fate of this child after now? You want to travel to go look for greener pasture. But people fail to understand that even the so-called visa can actually fail you. What if you got denied after selling the child? It's just like when people sell lands or sell their houses. You know, house is something that we never depreciate in this life. When you have a house, I think you have like everything, because if people that pays rent yearly tell you what they go through paying those rents, you understand the importance of having a house of your own. So you can imagine when you sell a house just to travel, because you want to travel, and you got denied. You got denied. The visa failed and you didn't succeed, and you put in your money and the process and everything. People sell even their business to people. They stop doing their business and everything just because they want to travel. Is a wrong thing to do. It's a wrong thing. And on this show, I'll be having a guest all the way from Kaduna. I'll be adding him soon. That'll be telling us more about his view on the present situation of the country. Because you can always come here to talk about the hike in the price of food. It's not only about food. It's not only about fuel. It's not even only about the insecurity. What about the action we take as a people? And that is why I say, if we work towards the betterment of the country as a people and as a citizen of this country, that is what makes us good people. In as much as we tend to blame the government on everything they do, what about you as a person, an individual that wants to sell their child because you want to travel? Will you blame that on the government? You can't blame that on the government. Anyway, let me add my guest to the show, and let's get to know his thoughts about the present situation of the country. Good morning, sir. Mr.
Good,
Shaibu.
Ismail, exactly.
Yes.
Good morning, Mrs. Meriba.
Good morning, sir.
Is,
How is Kaduna this morning?
well, Kaduna is good. The weather is very friendly.
Wow. That's cool. That's cool. Kaduna is a place that you see a lot of people are scared, don't stay in Kaduna because of insecurity and all of that. But I'm happy that today I'm having a guest all the way from Kaduna. So you should know that one man's food is another man's poison. In as much as you don't have that confidence of staying in that place, there are people that are there doing well for themselves, living large,
Exactly.
in fact, living happily for themselves. So you can't actually stay in your own place. As long as Nigeria is concerned, I can't really tell you that there's a place that is filled with security, because the country as a whole is filled with insecurity. So you cannot come and start saying, I want to despise this area is bad, I want to condemn this area is not good, my own area is the best. It's really bad. Okay, before you came into the show, I was talking about couple that intend to sell their 2-year-old child because they want to travel out for greener pasture. Then I asked myself, at this point, as a couple, you want to sell your child. I think they went to the general hospital to lay their complaints about them wanting to sell their child, their intention. And when it got to the police, they actually came out to interrogate them and investigate the matter. And my happiness is they didn't succeed their evil plots. So, Mr. Ismail, let's talk about this. Are you going to blame this on the government? Because I was angry. As much as I talk about what the government has been doing, how it's not been favoring us as a people, then at the end of the day, I thought about this. Is it the government that actually led you to say you want to go and sell your child? No matter how things are difficult, it hasn't gotten to that you want to sell your 2-year-old child. Sell them off. That's because you and your husband want to travel. So then I asked myself, what if at the end of the day you got denied the visa? You didn't work and you put all your money on this. That you want to go house, right? You want to go look for greener pasture and you sell your child. And I want to hear your thoughts on this particular issue because it's really heartbreaking. It's so annoying at this point.
Actually, it's very, very annoying, and it's as a selfish interest. Just because of their selfish interest, you can't blame everything on government. Government, I know, they definitely their policies are not so good on many people, especially this high cost of living, and people are looking helter skelter to find a way on how to survive. But that will not lead you to sell your conscience, and in this case, selling your child, which is a God gift to you. You can't just. In fact, I didn't see any moral in doing that. This couple, I keep asking myself, are they really their parents? Because if they are parents, you know what parents go through. You know the agony of getting a pregnancy, especially for the lady, and nurturing that pregnancy for 9 months, and going through the process of delivering that child to the world. And now, because of this hardship, you want to sell that child. Definitely, I don't see any logical reason behind selling that child. And I kept asking myself, as I said, are they really the parent of that child? I think people should look at this situation. How can you sell your child for you to go and survive when other parents are surviving their own personal interest and livelihood just to see their child grows? I think there's no logical reason behind this. People should go deep and find out if they are really the friend of that child.
Honestly, it's really, really heartbreaking. In as much as they're the parents of the child, you can imagine what this child grows up tomorrow and find out at a point there was a time the parent wanted to sell him or to sell him. You understand? Tell me how that
Yes.
child will grow up to love your parents. And you know that the essence of this is not just to give birth. The people that you look up to in the future to take good care of you, to make you feel as a good parent. Because you know that even as a husband, it is the way you treat your wife that she'll treat you maybe at the point when you need her, maybe at that sick period, or maybe in the old age. For some people that actually tax their wife with the number of you get. At that time when you are weak, you know fully well that you need these people. That is the time you need your spouse. It is the way you treat them. Because if this child grows up tomorrow and find out at a point the parent wanted to sell him because they want to travel out, tell me how that child might even tell people that he's an orphan. He doesn't have any parents at the end of the day. Because it's really sad and so heartbreaking. Honestly, it's really, really sad. Because I know that we find it easy. We take advantage of everything. Yes, the government is not doing this. The government has been making the country terrible. But is it the government that will tell you to go and sell your child? It's not the government. And that even brings me to the topic I want to talk about right now. The local government autonomy. In as much as some people are afraid at this, I really want to know your view on the local government autonomy. And as for the court ruling, do you think it's a good idea? Although they said they will be accountable for everything, the local government to actually give accounts, you get, of everything directly on themselves. So they're actually not under governance anymore. So what can you say about this development by the
Well,
federal government?
well, well, it's a very good development that the local government finally are getting their leverage to operate to the grassroots, to make the impact of governance to the grassroots. I think it's a very good development because for a long they've been under the shackle of their respective state government, where all their money goes to the state, and they became beggars because the no matter what they get from the federal government allocation and uh, the the money goes to the state government, their respective state government, they become beggars because they have they have lineup of programs that they want to make impact to the local government, but because the state governments held their money, they have no option but to go and beg. Yes, they become beggars. That's why the state governments are taking that advantage to impose who they want to be on that seat during election. They get people that will give them that confidence that whatever they give them is what they'll manage. So the people in the local area, they become adamant because they don't feel the impact of governance in their respective areas. They don't see all these the road network, the facility the government are providing. They don't feel it. They don't see it on the ground. So definitely, when the Supreme Court get verdict, that I become very happy because even people to reduce all this rural to urban migration, because the people, they will have that leverage to go to their local government and seek for any assistance they need in terms of farming, in terms of hospitality, in terms of road network and electrification. So I think it's a very good development seeing this verdict that gave the local government the leverage to and the autonomy to make use of their money in times of development to the grassroots.
That's true. Thank you. But you talked something about farming as you, because you know I picked that comment because of the hike in the price of food right now. I know fully
Yes,
well how at this point we can appreciate farmers. In as much as in the past we neglected farmers, we think that they are the poor people in the country. But now we embrace them. We'll be so happy to even have maybe a farmer in our families. You can understand.
exactly.
But at
Everywhere.
that point, do you think this nature of high price of food, eh? Do you think is even the fault of the farmers, or because we are suffering from a high level of insecurity in the country? What's your take on it about this hike in the price of food? Because we are not producing in the country. We are not. And it's
We are not
affecting
producing.
every we are not. So what do you think to actually reverse the situation? A lot of people think this thing cannot change. They think we can be suffering like this, you get, for a very long time. But what do you think should be done to better the situation of Nigeria? Because people are weeping and we are really going through a lot right now in the country.
Definitely, I will look at it in three perspectives. I will look at it on the part of government, and I will look at it at the part of the farmers themselves, and I will look at it at the we consumers, we the people. We all contribute to all what is going on. Let me talk about on the side of the government. The
Okay.
side of the government, the given some policies and programs on food production and security uh, will definitely it will in some way favor food production, and in some way it will definitely affect the production. Let me talk about the recent policy, government policies on all food items that should be imported tax free. Definitely, the government, this is a very good policies that will, in fact, people will get more food in the country. But the negative side of it is the time frame that the government gave. That maybe they gave time like 6 months or 3 to 4 months leverage on food importation. Definitely, the way I see it is that people will start importing. The importers now, they will import it. Since there is a time frame, they will try to hold it and maybe store it, thinking that maybe at the lapse of this time that the government think it will go high, and they said because they will take advantage of what the import free importation, and then they will hold it and store it without letting that food reach to the grassroots and reach to the people they deserve it more. So this
Okay.
is the negative side of it. And I talk about the farmers themselves. Uh, Definitely, these policies will hamper our local production in some way, but it's a very good thing since this our local food production is not on the is on the high side also. That will make it crash at long run. It will make it crash with the importation of more food to the country. So
Okay.
this our local production. Why I blame the farmers is that this they produce it locally. In fact, some of the like here in Kaduna or in Kano, where they produce more at Kebi, they don't. When you look at the transportation aspect of it, even they said it's on the high cost transporting these food items. They produce it here, so I didn't see why it should be on the high side. Governments are providing them all the necessary input that will
Okay. But
make
Mr.
them
Smanya,
produce mass.
there's a point I was expecting you to raise. Have you talked about the fact that even if you say government is providing them the necessary things, right, that will aid their farming, you get,
Yes.
listen to the fact that they are also scared of going to the farm. They can't go to the farm.
Okay. Yes, I'll talk about the insecurity as well.
Okay.
Definitely, the insecurity in the country is definitely is affecting farmers. Government need to look at this as a vital issue, and in fact take it very serious to fight this insecurity at these areas where they are facing uh, acute acute security challenges, like in Zamfara, in Kaduna, Katsina, Kebbi as well, and Sokoto, and Niger State as well. So government need to do something. They need to take this insecurity issue very, very serious. Fight this insecurity because farmers cannot go to the farm. They cannot produce.
Sorry, sir.
It
Sorry to
went
cut
to a
you, sir.
point.
Sorry to cut you, sir. Do you know that these places you listed now, these states you listed are the states that have great farmers?
Yes,
There are states that you can probably say they are states of
they
farms,
have
like they've got
exactly
school,
right
the-
from the peasants,
they've got
the peasant farmers, and
they've got
large scale,
involved that even yes, you can
because
imagine
we have
Zamfara is a very
arable
big place.
lands.
I'm so sad. It's
Exactly.
yes, it's
We
so
have we have
if we say people are lazy, practice farming, now then I'm asking myself, is it that people are not practicing farming, or for the fact that there's low level of insecurity? Then when I now saw the news saying that Tinubu has assured you get security in the state, that there's high level of security in the state, then I'm not confused. Is it not the same Nigeria that I am? That's even
is the same.
yes, I don't even know much farmers, but the little I know will tell you that who wants to go to the farm? Except they've not killed somebody you know.
Yes,
Because
I
people they
have
come
people.
in this place, they take over the place. You can't go to the farm. To me, I feel like they've not tackled this insecurity issue enough, sir. That is my take on it. This level of
Yes,
insecurity,
yes.
they've not tackled.
Mm, Definitely, the government need to take this very serious because people cannot go to the farm actually, and even if you are to farm, you have to go into negotiation with the bandits in some areas where
Here's
you
my point.
you give payment
How they
to
get
allow you to farm, and
how do
at
they
the
get
end of it,
communicate with the bandits? Have you seen my point? How can you tell me you're
yes,
in a country where people communicate with the bandits? And you cannot
no,
fish
they,
out this
they do. They do.
how come they cannot
Mrs.
fish them out?
Mrs. Berryman, we can't dispute the part that government did not know where this insecurity, where these bandits are, because they are using technology. They communicate with people. In fact, the security personnel, they knew the exact area where these people are because they used to send their own video intimating people that they are coming, intimating this thing that they held so people. They use communication, so everybody knew that these bandits are located at so area in the bush. They stay there, and you can attest to what the Zampara government was saying that there was a recent report where monarchs are vindicated to be part of these bandits. So and yes, so it's an issue that is known. It's an issue that was known. So these farmers, as long as they want to farm, they go into negotiation with these bandits to allow them to farm, and they give some certain amount of money. And at the end of it, when they are harvesting, they will still have to pay for them to harvest their products, their produce. I mean,
So tell me how we are not in the problem in this country.
they are
Like,
we.
tell me how we are not in the problem in this country.
They
Because I was
definitely
telling
there. We have to take ourselves very serious. As long as we need to get us out of this menace of food shortages.
that's true. That's true. And do you know that even at first when they talking about the subsidy, you get when the president entered and the subsidy issue here and there, you know, initially I felt like they had plans. I felt
No,
like
no, no. Tinubu make it very hastily, announcing that he has withdraw subsidy. At least he should be, he should at least give himself the benefit of being in the office at least 3 to 4 months to understand really, because when you are out of government, and maybe you are fed with so many information on how these subsidies come, where at least you should be in the office first, study the impact of removing this subsidy. How is it going to affect the well well-being of the people, and how is it going to affect your own policies, your programs? So at least you should take it gradually, the withdrawing, because if we are fighting on how this money is being vandalized, at least you should also know how is going to affect your economy. So this is the harshly policies he has ever made, that we are still making the impact up to now. And the government are still trying to bring these policies and the other policies to see if they can bring support to the people.
Then the Dangote that even wanted to even help. Do you know they are not even helping out as regards Dangote refinery, the local refinery? You know that
Yes,
if these people put so much effort in helping the local refinery, we won't be having this issue of oil. Because at
that
first, I feel like increasing the price of oil actually crushed the economy, actually caused a lot of harm in the country, and it is still causing it. Because me, I reside in Abuja, right? I reside in Abuja,
yes,
and I know how much the cost of transportation is. It's on the high side here in Abuja.
it's
I,
very,
I
very
don't
on
know.
the high side.
I don't know for people in Kaduna, but
It's also on the high side, because where you are paying 1,000 now, you can pay 5,000 to 6,000.
just to
So
go there, right?
everywhere, just to go there, from Kano to Kaduna, you pay nothing less than 5,000.
It's really
So when
sad,
you talk
honestly.
about when you are talking about that, Dangote trying to help, also Dangote is facing challenges in his own refinery, getting the crude oil, because he need that raw materials to produce. So he is finding it very difficult because of the exchange rate he talk about, and people are not willing to even sell the crude oil to him. And even if they sell it, even if they sell the metric tons to him, they find it the delay he the delay of getting that crude oil to his refinery is also a challenge to him, as he said. So no, even our local refineries are not forthcoming,
But
despite the
but
fact
but,
of the promises
but
made
sorry,
by
don't you
the
think this
government.
is a development? Is this not a development we as a people are supposed to embrace to even help the local refineries? So does it mean that,
Def-
like, for the fact that we are suffering in terms of purchasing fuel, you see that they like how the people are suffering? In as much as I said, let's not always blame everything on the government. There are things I feel like the government are supposed to be doing that they're not doing. Then I ask
exactly.
myself, is it that they don't listen to the cry of the people? Because if you say anything negative about the government, it's easy for them to fish you out. They know. But you can see for how long this banditry has been invading everywhere. Do you know before we felt Abuja was safe? But let me tell you now, Abuja is not safe. They come to
Yeah.
villages in Abuja and take people, they
Yes.
kidnap people. Sometimes these people, they place a ransom. You get that this is the amount you pay. And even if at the end of the day you're able to provide it, your life is not assured
Yes.
yet. Sometimes they let you kill these
Yeah.
people. So what level
Exactly.
of wickedness is to become this? And at the end of the day, you tell me they are doing much as regards insecurity. Then, on the other part, when we even blame the federal government, what are the governors doing? You know, I feel like the governors hide under the shell of our federal government, hide under the shell of the president, but do nothing. Because every state, all the tax, right? They collect tax. So the governors are supposed to be making money for each of the states that they are ruling. So why are they not making money? Why is it that when they talk about the minimum wage, they are saying that they cannot pay that amount, but they can provide just 57,000? Where you know that these people they can go out and catch fun, have fun, travel to any country they want to at any time, spend a lot of money for refreshments. But talking about their workers, they say they don't have money to pay for minimum wage. They can only provide 57,000 naira in this kind of economy. Do you know that because things are high? Even the landlords now increase rents. The rent is no longer like
Ev-
before. The rent is now on the increase. It's now on the high side. I said
Everything
to
in
myself,
Nigeria is expensive.
yes, I
Everything,
know somewhere
everything,
that
is about 300 to 500% increment in every aspect of our life. So government need to take this very serious. On the part of the government, they need to take the issue of that minimum wage to the workers. They need to, because they are living lavishly. They they are living in a very expensive uh, lifestyle. So the workers, if I know, since during the Buhari regime, they had been on the 30,000 minimum wage, and look at the high cost of food, cost of living, everything, and they are not been added one kobo to that minimum wage. Definitely, that is because the workers are will very well, they will find it very difficult to feed their family. So I think government should be sensible enough to look at that issue, and. On the side of state government, also hiding under the federal government, blaming federal government for this insecurity and for them doing nothing. I think they shouldn't. It shouldn't be so because they get their allocation, their areas. They will also help. They have security personnel on the states, which they can provide them with all the necessary support they need to fight all this insecurity. When you are in good rapport with this security personnel, you encourage them, you give them fund, you give them some allowances, you give them all the vehicles, all the support they need. At least your state, at least you make impact in your state. So I didn't see the reason why they should be hiding on that because with the removal of the subsidy, their fund allocation is not like before. They have more fund to their state, and at least they should be able to do something in terms of security, helping people and helping farmers and securing their state also. While
it's so
the
sad.
federal government on their own side are doing what is needful for the personnel also. There should be kind of a synergy between the state and the federal government and the security personnel also in fighting crime in their area.
Thank you so much, sir. It's so sad that even at this point in the country, we are still borrowing. Nigeria, we are still in debt. But when it comes to something that will benefit the government, that's when you know there is money in the country. There was a time that they all talk about Yaya Bello and everything. Now I'm not hearing anything again about Yaya Bello. Even the
And
even
that's
even
the
even
issue.
the, even the ones that were able to lose money, right? That they said the federal government
Yes.
recovered. Have you ever seen that they came out to tell you what they used that money to do? You collect money from the politician that stole money. And what are you not using the money to do? Or is it that
There,
we don't have any right to know what the money that was being used that you recovered? Do you think we don't have any right to know what we actually put this money into? Because at the point we begin to think that maybe they collected this money for their own interest.
it's for their own interest actually, because like the issue of Yahya Bello dipping his hand into the money meant for the state taxpayers and thinking only to himself and his children, paying their school fees upfront for the period of their school life. I think that shows his personal interest over people's interest. And that's very sad, actually. You, the, the government officials only think of how they want to, because you can't be saying that you are going to you renovate government house, yeah, all this thing, while people uh, are looking for how to pay money in their hospitals for medications. I think this is a misplaced priority, actually. The government should look at the interest of the people first. If there is a money, prioritize what you need to do to bring succor, because you are an elected of officer. Think of how people will elect you and give you a second chance when you do the needful. So government need to actually prioritize their spending.
That's true. And that is why at the end of the day, the only thing I can say, I just hope it works well, is this full autonomy of the local government. Do you know why? At the end of the day, they take excuse to say the state governors cannot go to every local area in a particular state, right? And that is when it looks as if we don't see what the local government chairman, what they are doing for all the tenure, all the period they spend in that place. So let's be positive and see that maybe now that we now have local governments, it's easy for them to access those local places because there are people that even till now they drink water from mud. There are people
Yeah,
that what they
exactly.
drink till now is river water. You get these
Yes,
people are
yes,
humans. At this point, we are not even considering their health. The least borehole, there are some communities that don't have the least borehole. And where
yes,
where we're in a place where there are people that if it's not even bottled water, they can't drink. You understand? We're not even
yes.
talking about the normal clean water, you know. If it's not bottled water, they won't even touch pure water. Why people gladly drink water from the rivers? Then let's see. If it's not
Where they share the river with their cows and animals.
oh my god. Oh my god. You get my point? So let's say
Yes,
now that we now have the local governments, and most times these people invade the local areas, the boundary, right? And operate in the local areas. Let's see if they can actually work towards securing these people. Because now they'll not be making their own money, right? There's not a money allocated
yes,
to the local government, right? So they'll give
yes,
accounts for it.
yes,
I was only talking
yes.
about state policing. I was not talking much about the state policing. Now let's go down to the roots, the local area, the
The
local
local
government
area.
area. Let's see if there'll be a positive towards that. I know that now it is now you begin to see a lot of corruption in the local government area because now you see that they're fighting for that seat. Unlike before, where
Exactly.
some people neglect it, you get there are people that want to be there now because they feel like if I'm there, I'm not under any government. Just like I'm
Yes,
now,
yes, yes.
you get. I fear for for the corruption that we
Local
look
government.
in that
Yes.
that we look into
Actually,
that state.
that's the scary part of it. When the local government finally got their money and they had leverage to do what they want to do, corruption is very, very obvious. Looking at the previous time when they have that leverage, they spend their money. There's a lot of corruption because the local government chairman and his executives they will start and distribute what comes to them, and the little they have for just uh, for capital project, which is not even visible. So there should be a kind of monitoring from the federal government and the state on how
That's
that money is being spent in the local government, because giving them that giving them that the whole autonomy on their own, the state government will feel that okay, since all this banditry is mostly in the local area, they will try to fold their arms and allow federal government. No, they couldn't do that. There should be a kind of a monitoring to supervision in the state government to their respective local government areas, because allowing them fully will definitely jeopardize the main objectives of that autonomy, and the corruption is going to loop in, and there should be a kind of supervision on the money sent to them and how they by the state government.
okay. Now
So
talking about this, the students loan, we know fully well that the private schools I'm not even sure the state school can actually access it right now. What's your take on the student loan? Do you think it's actually a good development that students can now access loan in school? What's your take on that?
Well, the when you see the policy that allow only private school public schools to access the loan is a very good the way I view it, because mostly the private school, you can't send your child to the private school unless you knew you have the means and the when to send to private. So I think
Because these
the
schools are
private school should be
expensive.
given. They are very expensive.
Are
So why should
expensive.
you? Why? Well, the loan is not meant for the private entity. The loan should be on the public schools where the masses and the less privileged, the middle class, send their words to study. So mostly you find that these are the schools, these are the institutions that that the masses attend mostly, and they find it very difficult looking at this high cost of running the institutions, how much you are going to pay for the lecturers and all these things, and we can't be able to pay
But
that by the
at the
masses.
time, I looked into it in another perspective also. I felt like
Yes,
to some extent the private school is being neglected because there is no private school that can operate without being registered under the government.
the
Because
government,
every private school that is accredited in Nigeria has been registered under the government, right? Under the
government.
government part,
Yes,
government sector.
exactly.
So why do I feel like they are being neglected? I feel
Well,
as regards to them.
there shouldn't be that actually. The government shouldn't neglect all this because they are registered. They have been there is a Nigerian university. There's an institutions that monitors all these universities, all these higher tertiary institutions. In terms when you talk about polytechnics, colleges of educations, and universities, so governments need to look and fund all these institutions for them to operate at a minimal standard required.
The time I saw the news about the students in the UK that could not pay their school fees. Then I asked myself, for you to be able to even get the money to process your visa in the UK, then I don't really think we need to start paying them. You are in the UK and you cannot afford your school fees. People are here in Nigeria struggling to pay even 50,000 naira school fees for a year. Then I don't think that should
Yes.
be because they were like, I don't want to send them back because they cannot access their school fees. So what took you there in the first place? Because I thought there's this mentality that
you,
people that students you can be
you know,
working and send you.
most of them were sent when the dollar was when the exchange rate was very low, when the naira is the exchange rate was low, and they sent their children and abroad to study. Now the exchange rate is not smiling on them, and is getting higher and higher. They find it very difficult to sustain that payment, and it's a sorry state when you
At the end
had
of the
their
day,
stories at abroad.
they should not send them back. They send them back at all. It will not make any sense. Okay,
And that
there's
is it.
on our daily there's this story I actually want us to talk about. This one that said drug makers seek clear timeline table stable naira for 70% production and maintain non-implementation hampering this putting order on importation of raw materials. Order says unless naira value was fixed, local drug manufacturing be rich, and that story is on page 8. Talking about this drug, we understand that at this point, health, we understand, is very important in the country, and um, you know that presently, if anything happens to you that makes you go to maybe the pharmacy or the hospital, you see how high drug has been right now. Drug is now placed on a high and that we cannot even access. So why is it that Our federal government, they are not saying anything about it. It's even sad that they are even importing the drugs that you and I we are taking. Can't we be manufacturing drugs here in the country? Like it's our full chest. That this is Nigeria own property. Can't they really do these things? Because it's not all about they want to buy private jets, they want to buy this one, they want to do this one. What is the thing that they are doing? That's what I was asking somebody one day on the show, that how can we be producing in Nigeria? Because we are not producing. We are not. Even the imports, the
Well,
importers,
well,
custom receipts what they
yes,
want to seize for themselves, for their own selfish
what,
interest. There are some custom officers that they don't buy rice in the market. They don't buy rice. It is one they seize from people, you understand, that they'll take home to go and eat. So the
honestly,
corruption is everywhere. It's everywhere. It
it's
is.
everywhere. It is everywhere.
And
It's a sad,
sad.
it's a sad thing. It's a sad thing because we can't toy with our health. Health is wealth, they said. And when you go to the hospital now, the kind of drugs they will be giving, they will tell you, even if you are under insurance, health insurance, you will find it
Even
that
the is even still
the,
hot.
it still was because you you are under insurance and you go to your family, go to the hospital, and there's no drugs, and because we solely rely on importation. I wonder why we cannot prioritize our local production of drugs. We have all the wheel to produce because we have the manpower. We produce these pharmacists and the universities, and they should be able to be, they should be encouraged to produce all these drugs locally because we can't rely. It's just like, sorry for me to digress little, like this
Okay.
GMO kind of this thing where governments are uh, toying into that GMO products,
Okay.
maize. When we start importing all these things, definitely we reach to a point where we can neglect our own seedling here and think of how we can be able to get that from abroad. And you see, once you concentrate on importation, you neglect your own local production here. So I think we should be government should prioritize this local production of drugs here for our safety and for our health.
That's true. Sometimes I'll feel like it's that they don't believe in the country, you understand, to do this. Because most of our health practitioners, they have actually traveled abroad. Like they are just traveling, they don't even believe they're staying here, you understand? Because to some extent I feel like we don't even regard them when they are here. And there's this saying that stay where you are regarded, right? Stay where you are valued.
Exactly.
You can't sit in
Yes.
a place that people don't regard you. You can't sit in a place that people don't value you.
Exactly.
So that is why you see this health traveling. You go to the hospital sometimes, they don't even have the particular drug they write for you. They send you to the pharmacy. So we are in a country whereby sometimes there is low supply of drugs. There's unavailability of drugs in this sector, right? And here you're
Yes.
telling me you're fixing roads. Road. Will you compare the importance of road to the health of humans?
No, no,
When
no.
we don't have drugs, where the government are not putting any money to even establish or fund uh the system of having drug in the country. And do you know the kind of money they call that they spend in fixing roads
It's
every
huge.
time? It is
Very
huge.
huge.
So
Mm.
is it that they will not? I understand that fixing of road is a huge project. They make money, but man, that's an old fashioned. Can they just
That's
shift
it.
from this whole road fixing every time? It's even not like a new news to us. When anybody comes to power, the next thing they do is to go fix road. That is what everybody wants to do, and to show
That-
that this is what I've done. Because they know that it is
because
that road where people will see and say you've done great. But can we just digress from this whole road stuff and see it as not a good project anymore? Because people are suffering and people are dying at the same time. It's so
mm,
painful.
that's the negative side of politics. When you see when you are an elected officials, you want to make a project that is visible to the people, to your electorate. You want to do something that they will see there with their own eye to attest that yes, you are working. And to the politician himself, he like what he will get so quickly. So when you talk of health issues, you buy drugs, it's not everybody will know that you buy drugs. It's only those that go to the hospital. So for them, that's the what they don't pay attention to. But they are toying with our health. They need to do more on this health issue, because it is only when you are healthy you you, you can think of other aspect of your life.
If everybody die, who will they be ruling then?
That is
Is it
it.
that they don't want anybody? Yes. If the people you are ruling are not even healthy to even listen or
They,
to even see what you are doing,
that's
who will
it.
be practicing and ruling at this point?
So
Okay, now look at this story
if,
right here. Okay, go on, go on.
so when as I was saying, if the politician will build roads, will build all these things, he believes to himself that okay, this is what people will see and access him, and maybe say he has done so a lot. So buying drugs is the list of his priority, is the list of what he can do, because people will not see that. It is only those that are ill they will know and they will complain. So I think they should be able to provide all these things to the hospitals and make it what, because they should be able to know that when they fell sick, it is the next place they will be, or
That's
their
true.
family.
That's true. And in as much as they cannot even provide drugs for the people in the country, for the Nigerians, when they are sick, they will not stay in the country to treat themselves. They will travel to go treat themselves. That's when you see them leaving the
That's it.
country to go
They
treat
travel
themselves.
out. They travel out. They and their family.
Then you
They
go
travel out
provide drugs for
for
the
to
farmers.
seek medical attention, neglecting our own hospitals here.
That is it.
That's why.
It's so
That's why.
bad.
That's why
I don't
even you
understand
see.
that. Okay, right on, right on.
That's why you see all our nurses and doctors are traveling out, because there is nothing here they can do. They don't have the equipment. They don't have the support. They don't have the drugs.
And they won't pay them. Oh. They won't pay them well.
There is no money for them as their colleagues abroad. So definitely you see them traveling abroad. Everybody now, every health worker, you find out that there is his aims is to travel abroad and look for a greener pasture where his talent will flourish, where he can get all the necessary equipment to work with, all the apparatus he needs, and all the support that they will give him as a health personnel.
Now there's this story I saw here that even caught my attention. It said on the Vanguard, they say alleged 33 billion naira fraud. Ex power minister, Haman storms in court for trial. Like I don't get it. Why is it that this is not the first time I'm seeing this? When they call you to come and defend or give an account of what you've done, you not stop and die. So if you stop and die,
That
how
is
can
it.
they recover the money?
You will see them at the end of the day roaming the street. And I bet you, next election, you will see them on the beat to seeking for elective officers. So it's a very sad issue. You see them in the pages of papers that they have looted so amount, and I don't know whether that thing is giving them even a kind of popularity. Eh? I don't know. People are celebrating their their lookiness at the end of the day, because they knew that these people have money, and they will look for elective positions and still be elected. So it's a sad story entirely when it comes to Nigerian issue, talking about politics, and because everybody now is going into politics where they can get money and steal money so easily, and still come out to seek for another positions of power. So it's a sad thing entirely.
That's true. And we're in a country whereby some politicians are faulty. You get, they are faulty of negative deeds, but you don't see them talk about those ones. You get, they are not that they are negative deeds. They don't talk about it.
It's,
They are being spared
eh,
for the
it's a,
fraudulent acts.
yes, it's a very bad thing actually. You can't
Why
come
some
and
cannot get away
start.
with it? Why some
That's
cannot get
it.
away with it? Why are they not
Yes,
following the higher powers issue? Let's get to see the end of it. FCC has come out, right, to complain. So why are they silent about it? But today you hear that they caught somebody of fraud. They do this one of fraud. So what about the one you are seeing that is everyone on the net? Why are they not saying anything about it? So are we probably see we're in a country whereby some people's sins are forgiven because they are by their side? You get, so is that not
yes.
partiality? Is that not
Yeah,
partiality?
that's the problem with
That is
Nigerian issue. Some people will steal and they will be celebrated, while some will steal and their name will be spoiled. They will end up in the cell or in the prison, while some are because they have they have the people, they have the support of the people. Maybe they can be useful to them, and they will not do anything. Maybe they will go into plea again, maybe give some, and then they will allow them to go with look at seeing them building houses, spending money anyhow, and they are thieves. So it's a sad thing entirely, actually.
that's it's so sad. Okay, viewers, I'll be going on a quick break. Like talking about the whole country problem is just so hot, it's just so annoying. And at this point, let's just go on a quick break to ease our mind. And when we come back, we'll wrap up the show for the Wake Up Nigeria. Don't go anywhere, but stay with us. We'll be right back after this quick break.
All right.
Hooray! All is set for the second edition of the Nigerian Week London 2024. Another blend of art and culture, entertainment, business, and networking activities, showcasing the best of the Nigerian music, dance, crafts, fashion, and businesses. Taking place at the Gilles Square / Voltage Jazz Club, Daston, London. Postcode N168AZ. Date 28 July 2024. Tickets are available on eventbrite.com. For partnership and sponsorship, please visit Superior Radio and Television.com. Email info@superiorradioandtelevision.com or call +4407459513619 or +4420363287555. Come and experience the nation's culture that resides in the heart and in the soul of its people. Looking for a home away from home in Abuja? Look no further than SRTV Shortlet Apartments. Our fully furnished apartments offers everything you need for a comfortable and relaxing stay. Unwind in spacious rooms with exquisite ambience. Cook delicious meals in our well-equipped kitchen and relax in our comfortable sitting rooms watching your favorite shows. And guess what? 247 Wi-Fi available. But that's not all. SRTV goes extra mile by providing a car to take you around town during your stay. No need to worry about navigating public transportation or hailing taxis. Explore Abuja at your own pace. Book your SRTV Shortlet apartment today and experience the perfect blend of comfort and convenience. You can reach us by calling this number 07062379915 or 08070827331.
Welcome back, viewers, from that quick break. This is on the show, the Wake Up Nigeria, and thanks to my guest here that has been telling us more about his thoughts about the happenings in the country. It's so painful, it's so hurtful that our country, Nigeria, is actually getting worse day by day. I can understand that every country has their own problem. I know that no country is actually too good or too better, but Nigerian own is as if it's the worst. Maybe because to me, I feel like we've not gone through this kind of process before. I find it difficult to believe that to some extent we can actually adapt to this kind of situation. It's not going to be that easy to adapt to a situation like this. Honestly, where people now start doing things they don't want to do, they start doing things that they don't find fun because they want to live, because they want to survive. Is that annoying? Is that hurtful? Honestly, even people that work, the salary they get cannot even fend for them. They can't even fend for themselves because it's not even enough as regards transportation and everything. But at the end of the day, this is what I call misplaced priority. Governments, they leave the important things to talk about the unimportant things that they're not supposed to be talking about, and the things they're talking about they're not supposed to be doing, and the things they are doing. In as much as we are being positive about the country, we are being positive about the fact that things will actually change for good, things will get better. We are still being hopeful though, but I doubt we cannot adapt to this situation. You see this present situation of Nigeria, we cannot adapt to it. Where you go to the market and the next day, the price you buy something is not the same price you get in the market. So it means, how can you adapt to the increase in price day by day, day by day? Even our fuel price stable, not stable. It changes like I don't even know, like chameleon. Today is like this, tomorrow is like that. They tell you freedom of speech, but we don't even practice freedom of speech. If not, why did they detain the journalists? I don't know if you heard about the news of the journalist detention. You get why? I thought they said freedom of the press. So why is it that when they carry a news that does not favor you people, you arrest them and they come out and deny it? When you say something against the government, your life is at stake, your life is at risk. But people that loot money, we have the higher criminals, and nothing has happened to them. They don't do anything to these people.
They don't actually.
Yes, they don't. Then another part, I think about how they are not creative. I'm sorry to use that word. Our leaders are not creative. They're not even talking about how to set up things, you understand, that can better country. It is as simple as that. There are so many big businesses in Nigeria that are living because of the harsh economy right now, because of how difficult it is. But our government are not thinking of adopting that system. But you travel to these bigger developed countries, but you don't think about how to bring that measures to your own country to even better it. Do you just go there for fancy? Do you just travel to take pictures? You don't see the system of how this operates. You don't see the system of how they do things. You think being in the power or being in power is just to go collect revenue, collect tax from market people, business owners? That's why if you see somebody that don't stay maybe in a small kiosk or in a small position, they will still come and collect tax from you. So what do they do with this money? In a country whereby one leader will be moving with up to 10 security, but its people are not safe.
That's why it gets scary, Mrs. Maribel. Sometimes I wonder whether we can go back to the drawing board and reset Nigeria on the resetting mode. Oh, because everything when you look at it, any aspect of life, any aspect of this thing, you look at it, you know we are getting it wrong. We are getting it wrong actually, and we need to do a lot because government have to, they have to perceive all this clearing call for protest, the forthcoming protest, and why? Because people are agitated, people are angry, people are hungry as well. So because they said a hungry man is an angry man, they need to do something about that. They need to at least bring talk with this irate youth that are intended to do this protest, because I don't want something that will escalate to be like a Kenyan issue in Nigeria, because that will ground everything. It will ground our operations. It will ground the economy. So, and my greatest surprise that is like the government are doing nothing and they feel that it's nothing. So I can't imagine you are seeing a snake approaching you or a lion approaching you, and you are just staying standby. They're doing nothing. They think maybe it's just a call, a kind of call by youth. They cannot do anything because they have the security. Even the security personnel, they have they have family. They themselves, they are feeling the impact of what is going on, and the government need to do really need to wake up and tackle all this issue before it escalates, before it turns out to be a kind of a magnitude that they cannot control, and they cannot be able to. It was too late. It will be too late by then for them to control it. So it's, they really need to wake up on this issue.
They need to. They need to. It's really, really hurtful. Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you, Mr. Ismaila. I hope I'm calling the name right now. I hope I'm pronouncing
exactly. Well. Exactly. That's the name, Ismail.
Yes. Right? Imam.
Yes. Yes.
Thank you so much for your time on the show. Thanks for airing your view on the present.
Thank you very much.
Nigeria. It's so hard.
I really appreciate it.
Someday we'll talk about the present, talk about the positive things that are happening in the country, because we can't keep coming here to talk about the negative things. Because in as much as we talk about these things, it's so painful, it's so hurtful. It looks like we are coming out to bring out the negativity in the country. But you know that in a country where the negative deeds supersede the positive, what we expect from the people? What do you expect the people to do? And this are left no choice and to come out and cry. And this is the only means that we can actually come out to whatever I want to do right now. By the end of the day, I'm just being positive that things will change. Thank you so much for being on the show. I'll have to let you go now as I call the show a wrap. Thank you so much, sir.
Okay, I really appreciate my invitation here. I really appreciate you, and I appreciate my viewers also. And I hope Nigeria will be better very soon.
Honestly, I'm being positive as well. It's weekend. Let me say, enjoy your weekend, sir.
Thank you very much. This is very valuable. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate it.
Okay, bye. Okay, viewers, we've been on the show, The Wake Up Nigeria, and with my guest, Mr. Ismaila Shaibu Imam, who has been here, and I like his view about what is happening. I like the fact that he's not being sentimental, because some people will come and they will neglect the truth, but he was being sincere and he was saying it as it's supposed to be. This would be a good place to call the show a wrap on The Wake Up Nigeria. It's been a long day. Been here for like more than an hour talking about these same issues in Nigeria. But we hope for a positive change. We hope that things will get better. And it's weekend. It's weekend. Let's be careful out there. As we go out to enjoy our weekend, let's also be careful. And as for Nigerians, just for that couple that actually wanted to sell their child, they want to sell their child because they want to travel. Selfishness, nothing. It's only lead them to destruction. Thank God they didn't succeed. Even we as a people, let's begin to consider a lot of positivity in the things we do. Let's not always put this blame on the government. Talking about the government being at fault in everything will not change the situation. But you putting more effort and energy to better the country is not to change the situation. You and I can change Nigeria and make Nigeria a better place. Don't forget to follow us on our social media page, SRTV. Click on our YouTube, subscribe. Leave us your thought. Let's get to know what you think and what you know or what you feel about SRTV. See you tomorrow on the weekly bulletin. As today comes to the end of Wake Up Nigeria, because today is Friday. Tomorrow is weekly bulletin, starts by 11 a.m. Please keep watching SRTV, and I hope to see you tomorrow on the weekly bulletin. Bye.
Hooray! All is set for the second edition of the Nigerian Week London 2024. Another blend of art and culture, entertainment, business and networking activities, showcasing the best of the Nigerian music, dance, crafts, fashion and businesses. Taking place at the Gillette Square / Voltage Jazz Club, Daston, London. Postcode N168AZ. Date 28 July 2024. Tickets are available on eventbrite.com. For partnership and sponsorship, please visit superiorradioandtelevision.com. Email info@superiorradioandtelevision.com or call +440745951361 or +442036328755. Come and experience the nation's culture that resides in the heart and in the